Halloween is the night of fear and our embracement of those fears. Nowhere to run, they're all doing it. The freaks, the outcasts are all welcome here. This is your night. When the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest, the blood of Halloween is potent, has inspired and birthed countless stories, monsters, ghosts, and nightmares. Sit back and pour yourself a fine Chianti as we discuss some of those nightmares in the movie Lighthouse. Halloween Spectacular.
Welcome to episode 58 of the movie Lighthouse, shining a light through the haunted Halloween fog of film. My name's Veronica.
My name's James.
And my name is Wyndham.
Yeah! Happy Halloween, fellas!
Ah, happy Halloween.
Halloween.
Um,
Comes around quick, doesn't it?
It does. Crikey.
Almost as quick as the Halloween films that get made.
Oh, here he goes again. Bloody hell. But I think it's called Halloween Ends. So you may take hope.
Absolutely no confidence that it will be the last
I
one.
think I'm going to believe that when I see it, but who knows?
I think Jamie might get it, finally. Don't you think?
The heck? Has she not been killed in any of them before?
Seemingly not. Well, I say Jamie, don't I? It's Laurie. Laurie's going to get it.
Yeah. There you go. So it's a girl's day.
Yeah. That's why my character is so well-rounded.
Ah, is it? So what have you got in store for us? Come on.
I've got you a Halloween special. However, I will say the special is in really, really small print. You can barely see it.
Well, I feel special already.
Yeah, that's it.
You look special, James.
Thank you.
Should we crack on with our mailbag?
Oh, yes, please.
Let's check what's in the mailbag, shall we?
Right, if he's got something in the mailbag, then every year he has something in this mailbag.
It's just there's just wind.
Oh.
Very, very sorry.
Sorry, I crushed your joke.
Moving on. News. Do we have any news, gentlemen? Of a Halloween type flair?
Well, there've been a lot of deaths. Does that count as Halloweeny?
Oh, God, I suppose.
Angela, we lost Angela Lansbury.
Oh, yeah, very sad news about Angela. She was very, very, very old. But I went to see her Blood Spirit, obviously, about 5 years ago. She was very good.
Very nice.
What did you
any
think?
horror films, Angela?
Oh, she's got to have done. I think wins on the old Wigger.
Well, Blood Spirit is a comedy about horror, about a ghost, I guess. The supernatural, but that was theatre.
Kind of squeezed that in there. I never realised she was in Gaslight.
Right, well, that's. I was going to mention that. That's horrific, isn't it, I guess? It must be a bit weird.
Yeah, I think she had a fairly small part, but apparently she radiated. I need to see that film.
My favourite is obviously Bedknobs and Broomsticks, always has been.
It's a classic.
Yeah, we got to watch that at school. You know, those days when they wheeled out the VCR at Christmas and stuff.
Yeah.
There's that little kid
One
who
combo, heavy on wheels.
we also watched double bill once of Tron and Time Bandits, which was a very good year.
That's a good, yeah.
Yeah.
We once watched Hoppity Goes to Town.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Hoppity was a...
Cricket.
Right. There you are. I've got a bit of news. So, tell me this. What do you do when you finish the Halloween franchise revival? All right, so that whoever was responsible for all these lovely films, it's your favourite, James.
Yeah.
What do you do when you get to Halloween ends and you move on to something else? What do you do? What do you think?
What would I do, or what would John Carpenter do, or what?
That's not John Carpenter, is it? It's a dude called David Gordon Green. He's the one to blame.
John Carpenter not do Halloween?
No, but I mean, I'm talking about the revival ones. You know, ever since however many it's been. So he's got to the end of it, right? So what do? You go off and you reignite The Exorcist. He's going to remake
really?
a reboot sequel trilogy. And it's begun filming now to be released in October 2023. And I read the synopsis, and you got an actor called Leslie Odom Jr. He's been in some stuff apparently, but I can't think off the top of my head what. And he will play a dad with a possessed child.
Wow, that's a good twist.
Isn't it? I thought. That is twisty, boys. Any more news? Come on. You said there was loads of death, Wyndham. Who else is dead?
Barry Cryer died. No, he didn't. Bernard Cribbins died.
Yes. Did we not talk about Bernard last time? No.
I meant Barry Cryer. Had he died last time? I don't know.
Barry Cryer's been dead for a while, I think.
Barry Cryer has been dead for a while.
Bernard Cribbins, yeah. Doctor Who, obviously. He was in Doctor Who. He's also in Doctor Who. Jack and Laurie, obviously.
Some guy on a boat.
He did loads of pop songs in the 60s.
Right, so Fred has about an ease up, sucking my bowl, kissing my ass.
And digging a hole.
Was that him?
Yeah, he did them all.
He was the face of Chaz and Dave.
What? Oh, poor Chaz.
I dig a hole.
I can't remember which one's dead. Yeah. Who else?
Is that it for the news?
I'll tell you what is horrific. And I know every time I bring this up, you tell me to shut up. What is going on in our UK politics?
Oh,
I mean, we were this close to Boris Johnson coming back, which I was kind of intrigued to see if he could pull it off, really. I would have been impressed if he did. He even came back on an economy flight to prove he was
One of the peeps.
But it's kind of unbelievable. If he had come back, it would have he'd just gone on holiday for the summer. That's it.
It would have just been. Yeah. I mean, it's.
Well, he'd have gone on holiday and earned about £1 million in speaker fees.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what he's been doing. He's been swanning around the US before his Dominican or Caribbean holiday, earning 150 grand an hour chatting to bankers.
Maybe one day I'll tour the world talking about the Movie Lighthouse podcasts.
I think
for 150 grand an hour.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? We'd have to do something really controversial to get that viewing figure up.
Should I do that kind? Actually, no, don't wait.
No,
I won't do that thing again. Okay, we're going to move on. All right.
Okay.
So at the Lighthouse here, we do our utmost to shine a light on any films that are worth a nibble. So that will bring us to In the Beam.
That's In the Beam.
Wyndham, you got anything in the bin?
I do.
Oh,
I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once the other day.
Oh, yeah. Good film.
That is a good film. Thoroughly enjoyable. Michelle Yeoh, is it?
Yeah.
As the lead. And it's also got Short Round from Indiana Jones in it. It's just really good.
It's about the multiverse. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's a multiverse kind of film. And whereas, I mean, I remember it being mentioned at the same time that the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse came out, and everybody went, "Well, that was shit."
Yeah, but that's what we said. We said there were no kind of multiverses.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed this, and it's got our favourite heroine who cannot be killed in a Halloween movie in it.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, it's well worth a watch. Louisa, we started watching it and Louisa fell asleep very quickly.
For goodness sake.
And then woke up 3/4 of the way in and just went, what is this shit? You do need to watch it all.
Oh, I love it. I've heard her say that so many times.
And is there anyone behind it? Any known sort of director, or is it like a Disney thing? What is it?
It's subtitled, isn't it? Is it? I don't want us to get the wrong.
Bits of it are subtitled. Yeah, because some of it is in, I'm going to say Mandarin or a Chinese language. Director's Dan Kwan. It was also written by Dan Kwan. And Daniel Shiner. Do you often have two directors? Does that happen a lot?
Are the Coen brothers?
Who aren't brothers?
What?
The Russo brothers. I think the Russo brothers are involved as well somewhere.
Anna and Barbera.
Who've we got?
Laurie, does your wife know that we don't film these podcasts because she keeps walking past that window that you've got at the back? Like she wants
She
to
after
be
her
in it?
attention, is she?
As ever.
I thought I'd locked her out. Need to get that looked at. Jaime, Mum, anything for the Beamy?
Oh, yes, I do actually.
Oh.
Okay, so my in the beam is Hellraiser 2022.
Well, it's funny you say that. I've seen that also.
Hey.
But I really am not sure I put that in the beam, boy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's where you and me differ.
Should we chew it over?
Yeah, let's
What
do
did
it.
you think?
Right, well, look, we have loads of these remakes going on all the time. And at least there was loads of problems with this film. Loads. Not saying there wasn't. However, what they did get right, I think, was the story. I think the plot and the story was excellent. I thought the acting was a bit hit and miss, but the main lead, the female lead, she started off really badly, but she got better and better as the film went on. By the end of it, it was quite good. Now, so the story, as I say, and the box and the use of the box is brilliant. Best use it's ever been, I think. And the way that when the Cenobites arrived, they did this thing where like the walls would move back and all the perspective would change, and that looked great. But the Cenobites, right, they did have a problem with walking in the right direction. A lot of them were just wandering around. We did that a lot. And I don't know if you've ever seen this spate of body art makeup that has been like horror makeup that people like to do and post on the internet.
Yeah,
where
like
they look
TikTok.
like they've got their skin hanging off or things like that. It looked like that. It was too much like trying to make it look like they've had their bodies all done to shreds. It wasn't convincing. So, and they'd have been much better wearing black leather and had just like the teeth showing and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally agree on that.
Well,
they almost look like they look like kind of fashion models.
Yeah, the music was good, and they held back on all the cliches, and it was only right till the end when a very nice thing happened where a guy got taken up to see God or the devil, whatever, and she said, "We've got such sights, we've got such sights to show you." So that was nice. So I kind of thought it was all right, and I didn't want to put it on the rock, so I didn't know how to put it.
Yeah, after you saying that to you, it is all right. I think about the story. I kind of felt like there almost really wasn't a story. I mean,
it was definitely a story.
The main actress, she is great actually. She's just like this really messy lump of hair and big baggy pants. You know, she's not playing your kind of traditional heroine at all. And she's good. But then, you know, she bumps into she's kind of colluded, isn't she? I don't want to give too much away, but
yeah, look, I've seen it 3 times. I've shown it to 2 people, and none of them got the things that were coming up, you know, the twists and stuff. And I didn't either actually until
the third time you saw it.
But there's not really that much story, I don't think. It's mainly about the box and what it can do. And I mean, in this outing, it really does get to do some.
All right. Hellraiser 1987. What was the story? A man comes back from the dead and needs to eat people so he can come back to life. That's it. That's
no. But that is kind of the main story. You know, this woman's having an affair with this guy's brother. That guy's up in the loft because he's managed to kind of come back, and then she's killing people and she has to cover that all up. There's loads of story that sits around the box and the Cenobites and all that stuff. There's loads of juicy meat that sits around.
Well, this time what they did is really...
Yeah, it's quite base. Totally agree about the Cenobites. Yeah, it looks like that whole kind of modern TikTok-y kind of stuff. They look like fashion models, basically. Pinhead doesn't have the same sort of malevolence, the gravity of that original played by Doug Bradley. There's some good gore, but it's not that sticky, stinky, perverted kind of feel that you get from the original. So it's
Doug Bradley, really, his Pinhead was only really kind of badass in the first one. He became like a friend in the later films.
Yeah, but that again, actually, to be honest, when we reviewed Hellraiser a few years ago, that really struck me. I never realized that they're really straight up kind of guys. You know, you kind of I can't remember exactly what it is, but you kind of request something from them and they will.
Yeah, well, they went into detail about it in this episode. They're opening the box, basically, and you can choose between all the 6 different choices.
That's it, the different configurations. Now, so were those configurations there previously?
No, you'd seen some of them before. You'd certainly... Anyway, let's not get too deep into it. But
okay.
I thought it was faithful to that in that way and took it forward, as with the Hellbound story. So it's all right. I mean, but I don't know. They didn't look convincing to me, the Cenobite.
It was also, actually, just to say, is one of those horror movies where it's like, why the fuck would you do that? Why would they be doing that? You know those
the characters going to get themselves killed? You go, why? No, stop it.
Yeah, there's a really... where she just casually breaks into this massive, great big mansion that's like literally like Fort Knox, which got cages all around and everything. And
she doesn't casually break into the mansion. She works out that the box that she has stolen from an art dealer, which has been in a warehouse, belonged to this guy who owned this mansion, who disappeared 8 years ago in mysterious circumstances. So she goes to the mansion to see if there are any more clues. And when she arrives there, she finds lots more clues, including a diary which details the different configurations of the box and also what happens when the box is open. So she therefore finds out how to defeat the Cenobites in the end.
Yeah, you covered that lovely, but you didn't fucking answer the thing I said. You just kind of just waltzes on.
I said you said you didn't go and get the reason to enter the house. There was an absolute reason to enter the house. Right.
Anyway, so I'm going to half rock it. Definitely not beaming it, but you'd beam it.
I'm beaming it.
Good boy. I'll quickly zap through my one because we did spend a bit of time on that. I managed to finally get a copy of Woodlands, Dark and Days Bewitched, A History of Folk Horror. Came out in 2021 by Keir Lajancis. And it's just a fucking encyclopedia about folk horror. It's wonderful.
Do they go on about Midsummer?
Yeah, well, that is there. It doesn't really go on about it too much, though. But, oh, my God, the detail in it. There's so many references and films that I were completely unaware of.
Like the Wicker Man.
Yeah, that's there. They go big on that. They call that the Holy Trinity. So the Holy Trinity, they sort of position in British horror folk.
Oh, let's see if we can guess. All right, it's that one when with the devil on the train at the end of the film. What's that one called?
Night of the Demon.
Yeah.
No, but that was close. Well done, but no.
All right, I'm out.
Blood on Satan's Claw.
Yes, one.
Well, I got one. I got the Wicker Man.
Okay, two. Last one.
Oh, it's not Midsummer. Jaws.
So close. So close, Susan. Think of like a really classic kind of actor that talks like that, but he's in England and he's burning women.
Oh, are we talking about Wellington? No, that's Wellington Place. That's you being...
Who's my voice now? No, my impression not as good as I think it is. So Vincent Price,
Vincent Price?
No, it's not as good as you think it is.
Witch Hunter General.
Well, I've never been that keen on them.
Okay, so that's the third.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
But anyway, it goes into that. But all the different TV series, stuff I've never heard of, books, literature. It's really deep. It breaks off into like American folk horror and how that is so much different to the way that obviously English, that old paganism, the the woods, the darkness, the weirdness, real crazy black magic.
Blair Witch. They've probably got a Blair Witch.
That comes from us, whereas American folk horror is much more just mental Christians, really, that are just weird.
Well,
and it comes with that Christianity kind of thing. Anyway, really, really great. Woodlands Dark and Days Bewitched, a history of folk horror. Absolutely brilliant. Shall we open the window and gaze our eyes down onto the rocks?
Hey, I threw the cleaner out the window last night.
What did they do?
Oh, they're just not very good.
Oh. Okay, can you see anything down there? You got anything on the rocks?
Yeah,
I don't personally.
I have watched, unfortunately, half a film of Hocus Pocus 2, which was unbearably awful.
Wow. Does it have Midler in it?
I think so. Although I would assume she's dead. She looks exactly like her.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Awful film. Awful film. And they've even got this awful bit at the start. The first 10 minutes is the three witches as kids. So they've got these three kids doing awful impressions of them as adults. Like really kind of stage school kids. Oh, it's awful. Awful, awful.
And how did you find yourself watching Hocus Pocus 2?
Well, I kept getting bored watching that one about vampires that we have to watch to talk about in a minute. So I thought I'd have a break and watch something else. So it shows me, doesn't it?
What the shit one did you watch about vampires? What?
No, it was a load of people doing a research project or something. I don't know.
Right. I think I know. Okay.
So actually, that has just reminded me of an On the Rocks. I walked in on my wife watching The School for Good and Evil. Now, I will say this is not aimed at 46, nearly 47-year-old men.
Right, this is a new one on Netflix or something, isn't it?
It's on Netflix. It's definitely for kids. It is a bit. It's on Netflix. It's a bit Disney Club,
right?
And it's a bit bollocks, which is a shame because it's got a pretty good cast. But
has this got like Charlize Theron in it and fucking like
Kate Blanchett.
Or maybe they're doing it for their children.
It's got Michelle Yeoh in it. It has Lawrence Fishburne in it. It's packed. It's just not very good.
Could it make you kind of think, the way like Harry Potter obviously has all like the creme de la creme of British acting and all that, all the names are there. Is it kind of trying to do an American?
I think it's trying to do that with the whole kind of, but it's fairy tales.
Right.
So all the people who were born to be good in a fairy tale go to the school of good, and all the villains go to the school of.
Oh, well, that makes evil. A lot more sense. I thought they all went to the same school.
But there's harmony at the end.
Oh, okay. Did you see the whole thing?
Yeah. Do you reckon we could do a
reflects badly on me.
Can I do? You've just reminded me. Robbie Coltrane's dead.
Robbie Coltrane's dead.
I don't know. He was a very nice guy.
Who was in Flash?
And Nuns on the Run.
I was just about to say Spectacles, Testicles, Wallet, and Watch.
Yeah. What was he doing in Flash? You're thinking of Brian Blessed.
He closed the door of the plane right at the beginning.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and he was in Krull as well, looking like a really large, effeminate, moustached, sweaty barbarian.
I don't remember him from Krull.
No.
That was my favourite film as a kid, Krull.
Oh, Krull, man. So good. The sound of those fuckers when you kill them. And the thing that comes out of his head.
Can I just mention a quick fanboy thing? Because it was Jodie Whittaker regenerated last night.
Her last Swan song, yes.
Did anyone watch it?
No, I was furious.
Well, it was unbelievably brilliant.
Oh, brilliant.
But only the way that he basically found a way to bring back all the old companions a little bit and all the old doctors, which not from the new series, but from the old series.
Oh, wow.
So obviously they're all really aged. So it's always been a question when you can't really bring it back, what would they, because they wouldn't look anything like. But the way they did it was very clever. And they also had two main guest companions as Ace from the 80s and
Yeah.
Tegan, who was by far my favourite in the 80s. He just spent her time in the TARDIS saying, I want to fucking go home. I hate it. Take me home. She had a terrible time the whole time. And it was quite nice seeing her again. She hasn't acted since then, and they have to really tempt to come back to do it. So it's quite fun.
How long is the episode?
90 minutes.
And it holds? Do you say the story's good?
Well, yes, more or less, you know. But it gets through it. It's got Dalek, Cyberman, and the Master. I think the Master does a good turn. So, yeah, it's all good.
Okay. Nice. Just to say that obviously the Woodlands, the folk horror film, they do a big bit on Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Demons, John Pertwee.
Yeah, the Demons, John Pertwee's massive folklore.
Yeah. 7
episodes from 1972.
Wow. Right. I've got something on the rocks. I feel a bit guilty, really, because I think they deliberately made it to be on the rocks. It's Studio 66, which is basically the Foo Fighters.
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched this yet.
In a haunted house, Dave Grohl gets possessed by a demon, and then he has to make this song that will open the gates of hell. There's some kind of funny bits in it. There's a lot of fucking really unfunny bits in it that they're desperately trying to be funny with. There's a good bit of gore, to be fair. But yeah, it's just shit. But I think it's supposed to be shit. There we go.
All right. Oh, I said like that. Like I was in
like
charge,
you were steering. Yeah.
No, please do. Oh, hark! What can I hear? It's the trailer trawler.
Ah, I thought it was a new sound effect that I'd have to find at some point.
No, I've got them all here. I've got all the sound effects here.
Oh, lovely.
You don't. Oh, it doesn't work though. Anyway, right. Trailer trawler. You got anything in there?
I'm afraid not. We had such a busy trailer trawler last month. I'm all out.
Yeah, afraid not. It's
Nothing.
Turned up empty for me.
Okay, well, my trailer comes from 2018, so I'm a little bit behind the curve. However, I bumped into this trailer, and I've never seen the film. I never knew anything about it. It's called In Fabric. You aware of that?
No.
I might be, yes.
Okay, In Fabric. It's by Peter Strickland, who did the Barbarian Sound Studio. You seen that?
Yeah, well, I have seen the theatrical version.
Right.
It's on my warehouse.
You should watch the film. It's very good, very stylistic, but it's
Toby
about
Jones,
that kind of.
I've seen some of it.
It's about
Toby
that
Jones.
Foley art. That's it. Toby Jones basically is a British kind of sound engineer. He loves recording sound, really meticulous about it. And then this Italian Giallo studio basically want him to come over and make the sounds for all these horrific horror films. Really good, the Barbarian Sound Studio. Anyway, so this guy, Peter Strickland, who made that, has made In Fabric, which is basically, it's a horror written by Strickland himself about a haunted dress. Yeah, so it's like this red dress that torments its owners. And looking at the trailer, yeah, it looks like proper creepy. I mean, you can imagine it like this dress sort of like levitating around, or just levitating above your bed as you wake up.
Could you name any other films that feature a red dress that taunts its owner?
That taunts its owner? Well, Doctor Strange has got a cape with a red interior, but that doesn't count. A red dress that taunts its owner. Go on.
Requiem for a Dream, where Bernstein is trying to get into her red dress for that she wore for her son's graduation.
That's it.
And ends up with crackers.
She does get so crackers. Oh, that was a review, that one, wasn't it? And what did we do with that? So we had that one, and then we had something equally as fucking depressing. What was it?
Oh, is this a clip show now?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Did you hear Matthew Perry said he had a really hard time when he was making friends?
Did he have a really hard time?
Yeah, he was taking a lot of pills, I think.
He's really fucked.
I think so.
Bless him. Right. Okay. So now, this Halloween 5, actually, this is our 5th Halloween spectacular. I'll have you know. So I basically got to choose a few films and present them to you guys, didn't I? And you got to select 2. And I think you did rather well out of what you got. But the ones that got away were basically, what do you have? You had Pumpkinhead.
Which you kind of made up on the spot.
Yeah, kind of. But I've never seen it. And I've heard great things about it. And again, it turned up in the folk horror thing. So I really, really want to see it. Pumpkinhead. And then The Exorcist 3, which I have seen, which is freaking great. It's mental. But
great.
It is great. Come on.
It's not
I think the
great.
more
it's
you
okay.
watch it, the more
you're just relieved when you watch Halloween, Exorcist 3 that it's not anywhere like as bad as Exorcist 2.
Maybe that's it. But there's some really like weird, freaky moments in it. You get to see Karis again as well, don't you? He starts off as one actor, and then he changes like completely into Karis again, and then you've got this nun on the ceiling. You've got that kind of.
I find the nuns on the ceiling that's a weak spot for me. Nuns on the ceiling and small children, small girls in pinafore dresses that you can fuck off. I don't want to watch it. That's too fun.
I prefer nuns on the run as opposed to nuns on the ceiling.
Wow. Honestly.
Yeah. So do you remember when we did that Halloween Oktoberfest thing, Laurie?
Yeah.
At the farm, and we went into one room, and there was a woman up in the corner.
That's right.
It scared the shit out of me. Yeah. That's when I had to get the kung fu hands out.
I don't like it when it's too realistic.
Did I keep nudging you in front, or did I?
No, I kept nudging you in front.
Oh right, okay.
My favourite trip was when we went to see the alien waxwork thing, which lasted all of what, 2 minutes?
Yeah,
we built ourselves up.
when he got a bit scared then as well, didn't you? You kept having your animals. They are soothing though, I've got to admit. It is. Never ever let me make you a sandwich. Right. And then there was obviously Halloween 3 as well. Nah, only joking. That sucker never gets away. Anyway, where are we? Right, okay. Shall I give you a bit of information about Halloween again?
Yeah. Yes, please.
For the 5th time. Well, in the news, now this is actually current. They have upped the stakes this year. This year, you could be fined up to £5,000 for any unruly, irresponsible pumpkin behaviour. And that's a fact.
They're just trying to claw money back for the government, aren't they?
Well, that's it. So basically, I think what it means, I had to read into a little bit because it did confuse me a little bit. But basically, if anyone comes to visit your frontage and for whatever reason your pumpkin or your decoration causes harm, you're liable for up to £5,000.
So, just to be clear, they are going to try and police this at night time, on one of the busiest nights of the year, when everyone's going around with masks on.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's the person who owns the home, so they know where you are. Is that right?
What are they supposed to be doing?
That's right.
If you, my understanding from what Laurie has said is, if you fashion a particularly frightening or fear-inducing pumpkin, then they'll drag you over the coals. Have you up in front of the beach.
Yeah, I think it's more to cause harm. So basically, at the front of the lighthouse here, I've set up this pumpkin that it's like a foot
explodes when somebody comes past.
So like booby traps.
No, it swings down and whacks you right in the mush.
Right. We need that guy from Goonies to say booby traps for us.
Yeah. Shot wound.
That'll do.
And it's been reported that this year we'll likely see the prophesied opening of the Dart Gate. Experts say the rift will appear close to the Little Chef just off the A331 M3 intersection.
Hold on a minute. We're not driving that way, are we, over there?
I'm not going that way. I'm going to Wales, aren't we?
I don't know where the M3 takes you. Where's the M3 going?
Southampton.
Oh, I do know.
The other way. The other way.
I've been on that motorway hundreds of times. I do know it.
Well, that's where you'll be seeing the Dark Gate appear October 31st, the stroke of midnight. Popular culture. Yes, it is. On TV. So I had a little look. What was the best Halloween TV ever?
Ghostwatch.
Can you guess? Ghostwatch. Yes, number 1.
You already asked for the best one.
Inside number 9. The Halloween special, Dead Set, and then I added this one in because I always do. Paul Daniels Halloween special 1987. The one where he died.
Debbie McGee's selling all his stuff.
Well, you would though, wouldn't you?
It's been around. It's been knocking about the house for a while.
But it's quite funny. She's saying she couldn't part with it for ages, but apparently it's what magicians do. Magicians like to buy other stuff from old magicians that are dead. So she was selling it on some radio station the other day.
Is that so the magic rubs off?
That's how the magic rubs off on her stepson, Paul, young Daniels, who she threw out of his magic shop when Paul died, allegedly.
Allegedly, well done. I don't want no libel on my watch, son. Back off.
We do know what happened with Paul at the end, don't we?
What?
It's a sad but funny story.
He was really happy, wasn't he?
When he had a brain tumour, but he didn't know he had it because he kept forgetting about it. So he couldn't understand why everybody was around, like taking pictures all the time, or that he was suddenly in hospital. He's
what a way to go, man!
Leave me alone.
Yeah, what a way to go.
Oh, I've visited my celebrity friend who's not too well at the moment, Sue Elliott, who appeared as the third witch in The Worst Witch, alongside Tim Curry, amongst a number, and also Ivy Tilsley from Coronation Street. So
and she's one of your friends.
She was telling me some wonderful anecdotes about Patricia Quinn, who was also played Magenta in the Rock Show.
Nice. And she likes you, or is it like a black?
Fucking loves me. What are you talking about? Yeah. She likes me.
That's good. Right, what else have I got here for you? Music. Whatever. Who died? Top 7 films to watch at Halloween. Let's go. According to the Good Housekeeping Company, the top 7 films to watch at Halloween are The Craft, The Exorcist. Oh, okay, it's getting better. They might be all right. Children of the Corn, the original. Yes, very good. The Witch, fantastic film. Saw, yeah, it's good. Candyman, and then number 7, would you believe it, Susperia. Very good.
Puppet Masters, did you say?
The Good Housekeeping Company. I like that. Okay, should we get to the first feature?
Yes, please.
Play the feature music. Thanks, James. You're good at that. You're getting better on your Tom Pempe. I can't say it.
Bon Tempe.
Yeah, Bon Tempe. Oh. Right, first film we're going to look at is Prince of Darkness.
Anyone in close proximity has the same dream.
What is it?
A secret that can no longer be kept. It started a month ago.
What started?
A change in the earth and the sky. His power.
There's a weird locking mechanism. Looks like it can only be opened from the inside.
A life form is growing out of prebiotic fluid. It's not winding down into disorder. It's self-organizing. It's becoming something. What?
Lovely. Right, so it was released in 1987, the 21st of October. Would you believe it? Director, John Carpenter. Author, Martin Quatermass.
Quatermass.
Oh, sorry.
Quatermass?
Martin Quatermass.
Oh, there could be Quatermass. Is there an R in it?
Well, no, I'm reading it, so I guarantee you I got it wrong. So, Martin Quatermass. Yeah? Yeah. Who actually is John Carpenter. He's just...
Oh, fuck off, John Carpenter. Right, that's it.
Screenplay, Martin Quatermass.
Oh,
John Carpenter.
Music. Quatermass,
John Carpenter. And Alan Howarth, all right? The budget was $3 million. The international box office took 14.1 million, did very well. Awards in 1988, the film was nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Music. It didn't win.
Fucking hell, no way.
Try harder, John. Rotten Tomatoes, it gets a 58%. Sequels and spin-offs. Well, I suppose I kind of sold this one to you saying it's part of, apparently, what John says is this is his Apocalypse trilogy. So,
this is the third one.
Yeah. Well, yes. No.
Sell it a bit because it's shit.
I think Mouth of Madness would have been the third one. So the first one was The Thing. Then it would have been this, And then the last one was In the Mouth of Madness.
What about Halloween?
That's not an apocalypse. That wasn't part of his apocalypse
You
trilogy.
tell that to Laurie Stroud.
Yeah. Okay. That's about it. Notable actors. You got your Donald Pleasance, pissed. James Parker, weird. He plays the Brian guy. Victor Wong, he's the professor. With
Come on, Victor Wong.
Yes.
Had to lift that film single-handedly.
Didn't he? Lisa Blunt, face like a robot. Dennis Dunn, who plays Walter, again from Big Trouble in Little Chinatown.
As is Victor Wong. He's just picked up his Chinese people from that film.
That's it. Susan Blanchard plays Kelly. Alice Cooper.
Yeah, it was Alice Cooper.
It was Alice Cooper.
It was Alice Cooper. He plays the street schizo. And then Robert Grasmere, can't forget.
Can we just put a pin in that? I'd like to discuss the street schizos at some point.
Absolutely, we could get back to that. Robert Grasmere, who plays Wyndham.
Oh yes, that
Wyndham,
was that
yeah.
treat when that name.
He did Wyndham very well, particularly that bit where he goes up to the girl and he's like, "Hey, whoa, how you doing?"
One of my memorable lines is, "Where's Wyndham?"
Yeah.
I was
Where
nearly
was
asleep
Wyndham?
at that point. Oh, he's in the parking lot. That's all
He's
right.
in the parking lot, just standing there.
Did his leg fall off, or just
His legs
foot?
fell
Yeah.
off, yeah.
Fell off?
His hands
And his
fall
head
off.
fell off,
Oh yeah, that was brilliant.
and then his suit just collapses in a massive bug. Yeah, well done, Wyndham. You were great in this.
Yeah.
Wyndham, could you give us a 1-minute synopsis? I don't have the timer, but I'll guess.
Yeah. Ancient church, Brotherhood of the Sleepers, protecting the world from evil. The priest dies, luring Donald Pleasance to come and figure it out. He then goes to the university where they're talking about metaphysics and tachyons and all that stuff. And then the university put together a little team of undergrads or postgrads or whatever's to go and test what is happening in the crypt of this church. And it is untold evil.
Pretty good. So the priest that dies, he's part of the
Mild
Brotherhood.
panic there, by the way. I haven't realised quite what you put up with every time we do this, Laurie.
Oh, you did all right. You breathed through it. You did a fuckload better than me. Nothing about the beginning, really, though.
He did go into real detail about the nothing that happens in the beginning bit that Laurie seems to do every time.
Yeah. But obviously, the priest that's been looking after the church, he's popped his clogs and he's got that key on his chest. You find out he's one of the brothers.
Hold on.
That's protecting that.
You just said it did it perfectly.
That sphere, isn't it? So it's kind of starting to break out. And Donald Pleasance, for some reason, the priest gets all the guys in to,
Yeah.
exactly what Wynn said, really.
Well, he was looking for proof, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He wanted to understand why the church had lied about good and evil and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so you learn, don't you, that the Catholicism was just made up because they say Jesus was an alien of a humanoid type, a type of humanoid kind of alien, and he'd given us this thing that we had to look after, so we've kept it a secret, so we just made up religion like your Catholicism and all that just to cover it up.
Yeah, and it's a little bit like the Upside Down as well, isn't it? It's like, well, if you fire tachyons at something fast enough, then it's the other side of the mirror almost.
Yeah,
a little bit like Stranger Things.
You were laughing, but doesn't that make more sense of how they made religion up in the first place?
Oh, actually, yeah, I'm like sitting here laughing, but yeah, Jesus Christ, what we're talking about. Yeah. Anyway, so I love this question. So obviously I've used your script that you sent over to me, James, a number of years ago. And we've got, anyone have any connections to this film? I love that question, and I missed that.
I've got one I'd like to bring up. Right, the titles.
Yeah.
Right, Carpenter just got the same font that he used in Halloween and just moved the letters around and used that. He really cut corners with this film, I think.
He might have a favourite font, you know?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Do we know what it is?
Halloween font.
They are.
Yeah.
It's the clothes of words. Okay, so first memories. I mean, so how do you position this, James?
Right. Well, I've seen this before. I didn't think I had, but luckily it all came flooding back to me in drips as I was watching the film. And I watched it with you, I think, and I watched it with you very late one night when we were drunk, and I was much more naive, and I probably said how much I liked it. But yes, it got better for me as we went along.
Have you seen it before, Wyndham?
I have not seen it before. No, first time.
And last?
Could be. I think it benefits from the fact it's got Donald Pleasance in it.
Yeah.
Because of his gravitas in these kind of films. You go, oh, hello, what's all this going to be about? I always get a little bit excited when I see our friend Victor Wong.
Yeah.
And to see him teaming up with Dennis Dunn again.
Sorry, can I just ask? Because what's he been in, this Victor Wong?
Big Trouble.
They were both in Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
You've not seen Big Trouble in Little China? What?
Oh, James.
Oh my God! So you actually, like the 80s, you've missed it. You should have seen it.
I watched Gremlins a lot.
Yeah, but you fucking loved Big Trouble in Little China. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, okay. So yeah, you haven't seen it before. I've seen this film quite a lot of times, so it's obviously got that little up card, as it were, where it's I've got a relationship with it, because I think I first saw this late at night, 11, 12, something like that, on BBC Two, whatever, and I've got a love for it. That way, it's got that nostalgia kind of bit, but yeah, obviously watching it now with my pen and paper, it's not that much fun.
I disagree. Actually, the first half an hour is incredibly dull. Very little happens, and you're sitting around with all these characters thinking, for fuck's sake, guys, this is just really, really dull. Also, it doesn't have, because the music is really bad. He believes his own hype now that he did that tune for Halloween, which was all right.
Yeah.
But it was just really intrusive all the way through. So
it's constant. It's constant. It's not bad, but it is constant.
For me, it was like a belly laugh when it was like Attack of the Water. When there's water spurting out.
Yeah.
And then it starts picking up. Things start happening and it gets more interesting. It doesn't, so you can kind of go along with the kind of nonsense of it. So it's quite enjoyable after that, but it took too long to get there.
Yeah, it does take a time. And what I find as well, like one of the main protagonists, because there are a lot of kind of actors and characters in this film. So you're kind of flipping from that one to this one to that one. But I mean, Donald Pleasance, he plays a bit of a bellend priest, really. A bit weak, a bit of a dick.
And he plays someone like he's in a different film.
Yeah. And then you've got the main kind of guy, I suppose. You call him the main guy, the guy with the tash and the blonde hair who's really leching on the
Brian.
He's
a bellend.
He's a massive bellend.
I'm sure he's been in something before we've seen.
Maybe. I can't think of it, though.
I want to say it's not, but I want to say it's like Salem Slot. He's basically running around the horror film trying to sort. He's in Halloween 3, isn't he?
No, he's not.
No. There is a bloke with a tash.
Yeah, he's the guy from
it's not him.
and I need to know his name. The Howling, that guy.
It makes sense if he was in Halloween.
But anyway, so yeah, he's a massive bellend. He will insist in getting these fucking cards out for no fucking reason. And then
his magic trick.
Yeah, and then the one that he fancies, redhead, she's a fucking arsehole as well.
Don't you know girls love close-up magic?
Victor Wong is great, as he always is.
Bit racist. Sorry, Victor.
Yeah. But no,
you look a little bit, you're almost a little bit Asian.
But that's...
And then he tells a joke about...
He's great.
A Jew and somebody walk into a bar when he's in the closet. Do you remember that?
Not a great joke, that is. Also, I know we're skipping around, but how thick was that wall? And also, why wasn't he trying to do anything from his side? When he started, it took him 2 minutes to get through that wall.
Exactly. It wasn't 2 minutes. It's literally 5 seconds. She had broken a hole like the size of my head. And you could see she's almost already through. They're like, how long is it going to take? Oh, 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
And I was kind of wondering why they were, I mean, because weren't they trapped on the other side of this wall?
Well, they barricaded themselves in.
Exactly.
So they could
make a hole so they
unbarricade
could
themselves.
go between both trapped areas.
But Walter had the girls outside, trapping him in so he couldn't get out that way.
The girls who fell for the classic, as soon as there's a hole in the door, you both try and go through it at the same time so you get wedged.
That's it. You get dunked on the head with a brick. But yeah, I think that's kind of its failing. There's a kind of, you just...
The script is pretty
care about
good as
anyone.
well. No, and the script there is pretty clunky in places.
Yeah.
Especially when there's any of the blokes who have to say anything, it's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Like randomly when Dennis Dunn, Walter, when he's trapped in the closet, he just randomly says, normally I love being dominated by women.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
So this is a theory. This is a theory about this film. So it could be like is it called a parable or whatever? I can't remember. But you're about like AIDS. Because obviously it's a big thing. So obviously that vial and that's going out and infesting people. And Walter's character is a gay character where, he gets mobbed by 3 girls who are all crawling over him and he's desperate to get away. Even though he tried to put it on like he's...
I don't think so. There's not really any seduction there. I just think it's just I don't think it's that deep, to be honest. Because they do you know how many times do they say? So they're looking for the radiologist with the glasses. Have you seen her? Have you seen what does she look? She's the radiologist with the glasses. The radiologist with the glasses.
Yeah.
Because I think they're all aware that there's so many fucking people in this film that they're not going to remember who all these people are.
That's it. See, that's where you need things like mustaches, lazy eyes, cowboy
Stetsons.
Stetsons. See, I went to it just as you did as well.
Yeah.
So while they're in this church, looking at this green vial, which is slowly leaking and slowly infecting them and turning them into kind of like possessed kind of demons, as it were. Outside, there's like strange shit going on as well. So you'll see at the beginning of the film, like ants are like doing crazy shit. The moon's all weird. The sky's not right. So something big is happening. But also you've got these homeless street schizos, and one of them starring,
so mental health is obviously they're possessed by some sort of demon or devil or.
That's it. So is that what you wanted to talk about? Because you wanted.
Well, I just thought, I mean, it's like that. If you're homeless and got mental health, you are basically a follower of the devil. There you go.
Well, I think it was the reference was that the liquid can take over the weak-minded. So simple creatures is what the reference was. So essentially, the reference is almost worse. But it's like they're just simpletons that can be easily overpowered by the liquid.
Right.
It was the 80s, James. Nobody cared about mental health in the 80s.
What I like about it, there's a good thing where you find out that when you sleep, everyone starts having these same dreams. And basically it's like this kind of news report, but it's like, we're broadcasting on a new channel. We figured out new technology to get back to you this footage. And you basically see the front of the church and you can just see inside the silhouette of this like kind of thing in a cape, this kind of black, tall figure with these kind of sort of demon hands, which I think is very cool indeed. And everyone keeps having that same dream. So you see that footage quite a lot. But then that kind of changes at the end, which is maybe a bit shit. I don't know. But that aspect about it, I do really like, actually. I really love that kind of dream sequence and the way they did it. It's really odd. We're broadcasting on a new channel, 997. It's like, what the fuck is that? Anyway.
Yeah, when they're saying we're transmitting from the year 199.
That's it.
And then you kind of go, ooh, 199. Oh, I wonder. But they're transmitting from the year 1999, which is 12 years after present. You kind of think,
you kind of to be further away. This nonsense, really. And when she was typing away, you're like, a la Jack Nicholson in The Shining. you know. And it's
I live. Was it I'm Alive?
It was
Yeah,
or work and no playmates stack a dull boy, that's for sure.
I live, I think it is.
Yeah.
I live, I think.
The long and winding road.
Everyone remember the Death by Pencil?
Death by pencil.
She just like threw the pencil and just hit the guy in the eye. Do you remember that?
Donk.
This ridiculous death. Okay.
Damn it. No, who was the guy that got the pencil in the eye?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, there's a good turn by, damn it, I haven't got the actor's name. The black guy, and he's like looking in the mirror, and it's almost like he's fighting against.
Oh, is that what you got? Okay.
I didn't get he was fighting it. And I kind of like, right, so why did he try to kill himself in the first place? And then.
Because he's fighting against it.
Did he come back from the dead?
Yeah. He's dead. But that's when the mirrors kind of get introduced.
I was waiting and looking, thinking, is he going to start disappearing? Is he going to start disappearing like a vampire? But he didn't.
Actually, like thinking about the end bit. So when those mirrors start coming in, that dude does his thing.
Oh, when she tried to get through the face mirror.
Yeah, it does actually get quite good. Yeah. So she she's got a little sort of vanity kind of like flip open thing. And there's a mirror on it, and she puts her fingers in to another void, and then you see the other side of that world. And that basically that particular character, I think she's called Alice or something, she's giving birth, or no, she becomes the embodiment of what's been locked up. And she's calling back her father, and her father being Satan. And Satan's coming, and she can get him through the mirror, and whatever reason.
Yeah, I got that bit.
That's good. That's good. All that stuff.
Does anybody know another film which uses a horror film that uses a vanity mirror to such effect?
You always do. What? Bloody hell! Go on. What is it?
Candyman. This Candyman, the new Candyman.
Ah, so you've seen that a few times, haven't you? You've only seen it.
There's a bit where all the girls are in the high school and looking in the mirror. You know, don't know if they call the Candyman, and then you see the vanity mirror falls, and you just see bits from the mirror. Very good effect. Nice.
See, the whole Hellraiser thing. Just quickly going back to that. That's not a patch on what they did with the new Candyman. You know, Candyman.
No. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. So plot holes, I think we've covered that. There are plot holes. Memorable scenes. Obviously, you mentioned about the pencil. Wyndham, anything?
I don't remember the pencil.
Yeah, it's ringing a bell. I might have had a burp at the time.
It was just that you could see it flying through the air and hit them in the eye, literally.
Were there any? The crucified pigeon was quite memorable.
I think for me, Father, and her eyes, the light on her eyes, and all that stuff, and then all the liquid going into her mouth, all the green stuff. Fantastic. I think that's quite good. Does it stand up today?
No, I've got a memorable line.
Oh, go on.
Am I crazy? Or are we just stroking ourselves heavily here?
Yes, such a shit script.
It is a terrible script. Loads of exposition in this script.
Yeah.
Loads of it. Is that because he doesn't know where this thing is coming from, so he just uses everything from aliens to, you know, religion to the supernatural.
Yeah.
My other favourite bit was when one of the woman who the I can't remember his name. I want to get his name. Walter says, you could be Asian.
Yeah.
When they start fighting her and they throw her through the window, they cut to a stunt double, but the stunt double is like a 6'8" man, and she suddenly grows massive. And
I love that. Oh, that's good. Now I was eating crisps through this, actually, a really, really massive bag of crisps. You know, obviously crisps have got terrible now in their size ratio, but they were like really long and massive, and it was the most, pickled onion. There's a lot of pickled onion, and I woke up the next day with a really sore tongue. So I'm never going to do that again. Anyway, memorable lines, that's been done.
I guess the only other thing, at the end of it, they would all be arrested. those that hadn't been killed.
I should hope so.
They would absolutely, but they didn't look like they were being arrested. They looked like they were just being kind of tended to. And that's fine.
Well,
of course.
And also,
the jar of green slime. Yeah, of course.
Victor One.
Mirror thing. Yeah, no worries.
Victor One jumps over whatever, gets out, runs for it. Next scene, sitting by the ambulance. Did he forget his pencil? I mean, why did he go back? You just wouldn't go back, would you? You just fucking run away.
There are some odd bits. This is a bit earlier, but when the first night, when they can't get out because of the street psychos, and Brian, the tashed bellend, he jumps out the window for no reason, and then scrabbles back in.
And then scrabbles back up again.
What was he going to do?
I think it's probably he had like a magic trick to go to, a magic show. Oh, shit, I got to get down there. I've got rabbits to attend to. Apparently, John Carpenter bumped into this idea. He was reading something about atomic physics or something like that.
Tachyons.
Had any attention?
It's tachyons, mate.
Tachyons, they are.
Yeah, he loves it. Because our logic collapses on a subatomic level into ghosts and shadows.
They are. So, yeah, that's what made him do it. They filmed it in, you might not be surprised about this, they filmed it in 30 days. It took 30 days to complete this masterpiece. But I think, it is kind of, it's got that uniqueness about it. It's definitely its own little film. It's definitely a John Carpenter film. The soundtrack is very constant, but it's good, but it's not memorable. It's not memorable kind of, thing.
There's some good bits towards the end that got better.
Yeah, and that whole setup of science going into the supernatural, I quite like that. You've got
but it's got to be based on something, not just a load of nonsense he's pulling out.
Yeah, we have that.
Can't have a load of professors doing a thesis and a study when none of it is making sense or they're not.
Yeah,
you should have had it looked like Donald Pleasance was supposed to lose his faith. And we should have had a scientist that lost their understanding of science. Everyone should have lost something in that film.
Where were you, man? They needed you. But yeah, yes. Okay. Shall we score it? I think that's enough of this now.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Right. Performances. James.
5.
6.
6. I'm going to go 6. Effects.
6.
4.
Just because it's Carpenter and of its time, I've got obviously a wrong kind of love for it. 8. Plot.
5.
5.
6. Rewatch factor.
2.
3.
Damn it! I just did 7. Oh, it's got to be 6. Direction.
5.
6. Cinematography.
1. Oh no, 5.
7.
7. Sound of music.
1.
I've gone 6.
I'm going
Really?
Going 7. Going 7. It didn't bother me, but it was just kind of
It bothered me.
Constant though. Originality.
5.
5.
Gone 6. Enjoyability.
5.
5.
6. Life changer, past or present.
0.
0.
I do have a little bit of love for this film, so 7. It's all that nostalgia bit. It just gets in there. All right, so I have to scroll up again, figure out what I've done. Right, bear with me.
49 from me.
Oh, lovely. 38 for me.
And then that. So that is...
Why is that funny?
You look like a suspicious character.
So when I look at it, it's just slightly delayed, so I can just see the eye final movement.
Bear with me.
It's 10 numbers, Laurie. Come on, mate.
65.
65.
65.
It's quite a lot. Gives it a movie lighthouse score of 50.6.
50.6.
Recurring.
Right, I don't have like the leaderboard.
No, I do.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks, man.
Right, mate. Someone told me once, mate, it's just another word for cunt. 50.6. It puts it in 10th place, just under 9, but just above Straight Jacket. And on our massive big. It goes 89th place, just below 9, but above the Puppet Master. Hold on, no, that's not Puppet Masters. I think that's the Puppet Master.
Oh, the really good one of the little puppets.
Yeah.
Well, I like it. Right. So now, what would a Halloween special be without a quick quiz, eh?
Yes.
Your favourite, James. No, it's super quick though. So bear with me 1 minute, and it's a new feature. All right. So maybe this will titillate you. What's it called? Who's that a lurking in your bedroom? All right. Okay. The rules are, okay, so you're in your room, obviously, and something may happen in that Halloween night of yours. And I will describe what you're witnessing. And if you can get it in the first clue, you'll get 5 points. That's 5 points. And then it will go down a point each clue I have to give you until you tell me what famous kind of horror character may be lurking in your room. Let's go for it. Okay, Wyndham, you're up first, son. You've had your cocoa and your Valium, and you're settling down to rest your wiry head when you notice a sound from under your bed. You lean down and tentatively peel back the hanging cover to reveal, right, so this is for 5 points, all right? 2 piercing, hypnotic yellow eyes staring back at you.
Okay, well, that could be one of a number of things.
Ooh. Ooh,
Two piercing yellow.
bed? Ooh.
Is it the demon from Exorcist?
Oh, unfortunately not. So close. Wait a minute. Oh,
I guess.
No, fuck off. You're not in his room. You're not in his room. You're down the hall. Yeah, you can do that. Do that. There's a musty smell, Wyndham. Oh.
Is it Nosferatu?
Wait. No. For 3 points.
Oh, I know what it is. It's obvious.
There's a little shiny bald head. A little shiny bald head. Ooh, you can see it like your lamp is kind of like reflecting.
I might not know what it is.
A shiny bald head.
2 piercing, hypnotic yellow eyes.
And a musty smell.
A little shiny bald head.
It's not the leprechaun, is it?
Oh, no. It's not the little voice. No.
You did throw me with a voice, yeah.
Right, 2 points now. Come on, you can do this. You're not going to go empty-handed. He challenges his faith against your faith.
Have I seen this film?
You have seen this film.
Ah, shit.
Is it Noel Edmonds from Deal or No Deal?
He challenges his faith against your faith. Yellow, hypnotic, staring eyes, piercing, sorry. A musty smell, a little shiny bald head. He's challenging his faith against your faith, William. Are you strong enough, son? All right, for 1 measly cock-ass point, he's got a staff badge tag on his chest that says Mr. Barlow on it.
I know.
It's Barlow is from Salem's Lot.
Yes! So who's under your bed? Little bald head. He's challenging your faith. Mr. Barlow down. Well, when he's down the antique shop, he's known as Mr. Barlow anyway.
Is his first name Kurt?
Oh, Kurt Master. You're right. The Master.
Why did you gasp when I said is his first name Kurt then?
I don't think his first name Kurt, is it? Kurt Master.
Oh,
right, Wyndham, unfortunately,
You can get any points. What did you write down, James?
Empty-handed.
Cemetery. Musty, yellow eyes.
Yeah.
What? There's a pet cemetery under his Wyndham's bed.
I meant the cat from Pet Cemetery.
All right, I see. Right, James.
Yes, hello.
You're up, son. So, Himes, you've unscrewed your prosthetic nipples and popped them into a small vial of bicarbonate of soda.
Oh.
You're just drifting off when you hear a rustling coming from your knicker drawer.
Huh?
You investigate. As you timidly slide open the drawer, ajar, you see. Right, this is 5 points. Oh, you think to yourself when you look at this for 5 points, the taxidermy man is going to have a heart attack when he sees this sucker.
Well, that obviously makes me think of Psycho, but then it also makes me think of Pet Cemetery.
Oh, it's obsessed. 4 points if you're lucky. Lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eyes are staring back at you. Lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eyes are staring back at you.
Is it dolls?
No, that'd be a bit on the nose, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd be very disappointed if it was dolls.
Well, I'm going to guess. I'm not just going to waste my chance. Go on then, next one.
3 points. It's a 20-footer, 25, 3 tons of him.
Well, it won't fit in my drawer.
And it's a big knicker drawer. That's what I thought when I was reading this. Like, Jesus, I've just got some knickers, bro.
Is it Jaws?
Yeah!
Oh.
Fantastic. This is wonderful. So that was, what was that? That was 3 points.
Yes, it was.
2 points would have been, he's a smiley son of a bitch. And 1 point, you're going to need a bigger knicker drawer. That's it. Well done.
Well done, me.
So there we are. Should we move on to our next feature?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Susperia. Let's play a clip.
Roses are red, violets are blue, but the iris is the flower that will mean the end of
You can run from Susperia. You can hide from Susperia.
Good, good. Thank you, Himes. So, released in 1977, the 1st of February, I'll have you know, directed by Dario Argento, who also did such classics as Deep Red, both your favourites, Tenebrae, Opera, and The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. Author Dario Argento and Daria Nicolodi. Play. Is that your Amazon again?
No, it's just my dog.
Oh. Screenplay, Dario Argento and Daria Nicolodi. Columbo, shut the fuck. Music, Goblin. Yes. They worked very closely with Argento on this as well, so real proper. Budget was 20 million, and the international box office 7.7 million. Oh, I don't know if that was like fucking around with the Italian lira or whatever, but apparently US dollars, 20 million the budget, brought home 7.7, which is travesty. Awards, 1978 was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, that was for Joan Bennett. 2002 was nominated for Best DVD, classic film release. And I must say, the copy that I've got is spectacular. That's about it. Rotten Tomatoes gets a whopping 93%. Excellent. Spin-offs and sequels. So this is kind of part of Dario Argento's, he calls it the Three Mothers. So it's a concept that Argento would expand on with Inferno, which is a good film, and The Mother of Tears, which I actually haven't seen. But that's
I've seen Inferno. Inferno's all right.
Yeah, and is that the bit where it's got the flood all at the beginning? It's like underwater and.
I just remember that car, I liked it.
Yeah, I think it is good. So yeah, this is part of that sort of triptych. So these mothers, these three, I think it's actually linked to sort of real pagan old folklore as well. So there we are. Notable actors: Jessica Harper as.
Oh, we've seen her before, haven't we? In Phantom of the Paradise and Rock Horror Show 2.
Exactly right. And she was hot off Phantom of the Paradise when she came and did this, and she could have done. Oh, I can't remember what film she turned it down. It's a Woody Allen film.
Oh, not Annie Hall.
Annie Hall, that's it.
Oh,
she turned that down for this.
I actually regretted that.
Well, I don't think she should have done. Stefania Cassini as Sarah Sims. Flavio Bucci as Daniel. Miguel Bossi as Mark. Dubbed by Gregory Schnicknoff. Alida Valley as Miss Tanner, she's amazing. Joan Bennett as Madame Blanc. Udo Kier as Dr. Frank. Oh yeah, Udo Kier, yes, of course he's in this. As Dr. Frank Mandel. Barbara Magniofi as Olga Inovala. I'm nearly there, don't worry. I just want to get as far as, who's the guy? Who's the funny looking fellow? Pablo. Have I not got Pablo down here? Not Pablo, what's his name?
He plays the Romanian guy, doesn't he?
Rudolf Schitzler as da-da-da-da. Have I got him?
Giuseppe Transotti.
That's it! Giuseppe Transotti as Pavlos. There you go. Pavlo. Okay, so... James, are you up for a 1 minute synopsis, or should I go to a reliable hand that's Wyndham?
Well, I don't want to do it now. Come on, let me do it.
An American ballet dancer goes to prestigious German ballet school to finish her training. And when she turns up, she sees a student leaving in terror who immediately ends up murdered. Then, when she gets into the ballet school, she has some weakness and fainting fits. The predominantly red walls are very stressful for everybody involved, and without an enormous amount of exposition, you wouldn't have a clue what was going on. And then there's murders, and she breaks the coven. It's a lot harder than I thought it was, to be fair.
Bravo. Bravo. Fucking terrible. There's only a tiny little bit of the beginning there.
Trees, rain, lights.
There you go.
The wind is coming through. She's running. She's thinking, I've got to escape. She's coming the other way in the car.
That's it. That's the synopsis. That's what it says on my DVD anyway. Okay, fantastic. So James, I mean, is this the first time? I believe it is, because you always keep getting this confused with another film. Have you ever seen this before, James?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
What was your first memories?
Yeah, that's not really. Non-plus, really.
Is this because I didn't give you the 1 minute synopsis?
No, it fucking is. Why couldn't I do it? That was very mean. So I'm going to be really negative about this film that you love now. No, look, I've seen bits of it before, definitely. I've seen, like, when the blind man, I remember vividly the blind man getting murdered. I don't think I've seen it all. It's a bit of a trip fantasy, really. And it doesn't quite, it's like, why does she get, right, so she gets in the cab, goes all the way there, and then so we're following her, then suddenly we're following somebody else. And she's fucked off anyway. So it's like, it doesn't, why doesn't she get let in? It makes no sense for the story. We should have been following the girl who escaped first and then following her in her journey into the house, so they could have crossed over. Really odd. It's very jarring, because I was thinking, hold on, this is a different girl here, isn't it? It's not, it's like, have we just skipped? Have they just recast? And then
it is quite odd. It's quite wonky, isn't it, at the beginning? It's like very odd.
I think the lead, Jessica, she's a bit odd for me, because her voice is like so low. And it feels like her voice doesn't match her body.
Girl can hold a tune, though. Wyndham, have you seen this before?
I had not seen it before.
It's the first time, you lucky little...
First time. And I watched the coloured version or the rescued version.
Right.
Can you say that?
That happened to be the one. Huh?
I don't know if you can say recoloured.
So it looks amazing.
Yes, it does.
It looks amazing.
You didn't go out and find that. You just put it on Prime, didn't you? Like everybody else.
Yeah, it just happened to be the one on Prime. But I didn't know whether there was another different
searching for this recoloured version.
Everybody
wants the recoloured version. There isn't another.
I would never bother. Oh, I didn't realise that. That was all. And I hadn't.
Hey, can I say you look like Susperia with your red light?
I think it was deliberate.
Yeah.
He's got moods. He's picked his Susperia mood. So if there is any film that could be, celebrate colour, be recoloured. I mean, this film is like probably one of the most. It's spectacular, isn't it? Really, with all the reds and the greens.
Yeah, it's got a good palette.
Yes, stunning, very, very unique. But I think, like what you say about the problem at the beginning, where you're following the character. She's in the range, gets into the cab, goes to the academy, and then this woman comes out screaming. You can't hear a thing that she's saying. She runs off into the rain, into the storm.
It's funny,
and then she's not allowed in.
Yeah.
And then
she heard the two most important things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Was it
Secrets.
Iris. That's it. Secrets, irises. And then she randomly just gets back in the car because she's not allowed in. Then she goes off somewhere else. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
but that's what it is. That's what this film is. I mean, this film is what I go on about all the time. When
Halloween 3.
When I know what
Halloween 3 we're watching.
Yeah. It's when a film, it's like dreaming. You've stuck your head into a dream, and all that whole beginning, that oddness, that wonkiness of it is perfect. It fits in perfectly.
I'll tell you what I really liked from the start that I've never seen before. When they were doing the bit of the flashback, it was silent. I thought that was really.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So
was it the only silent bit in the whole film?
Oh God, those goblins, eh?
Oh, yes. The soundtrack is.
It's on the whole time.
Yeah.
Tell us the story of the soundtrack, because that's not. I think there's two soundtracks, isn't there?
Is the band the Cheddar Goblin?
Where are the... I know. Isn't there a story? Does anyone know the story behind this soundtrack? Because didn't they get? There is a different soundtrack, isn't there? A classical one, and then the goblins come in and do this. Or am I imagining that?
Wyndham, have you got your little confuser later?
God.
Suspiria soundtrack. See if you can find something. I think you might be confuddling with another film, but you could be right. That's ringing a massive bell.
Yeah. Anyway.
But the music is, in my opinion, absolutely freaking amazing. Like that line. I mean, if you could play some of that in the clip, would be great, James. But the la 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 la, and the whole witch stuff that goes through it is just and then the big sort of
yeah. Well, every now and then it consistently wants to break into Footloose. Because it's I can't find anything easily.
Alternative soundtrack Susperia or something. I think we might be confuddling with another film.
I'll have a look. You carry on.
But yeah, I mean, like I say, Argento worked with Goblin really closely on this, and I think this film is probably Argento's most kind of masterpiece, whatever the word.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Because like I say, it's just dreamlike. It's fairy tale. It's about that, the whole coven of witches, which obviously goes on to expand within Inferno and all that stuff. But this sort of film alone, it's just wonderful. So the cast is predominantly females, and once your protagonist gets to the academy, quite quickly you realise that shit's not right. Weird shit's going down. And
can I just say, I was absolutely wrong about the goblins.
Yeah, but there's something though you're getting muddled up with. But you're right. I think Goblin came in and did a different soundtrack. I can't remember what film it is though. Anyway, But yeah, so something's not right about this academy, and the characters that they've put in there, like the main sort of matron of the place, she's incredible, like really glamorous, takes no shit, really kind of polite, da da da. But then you've got all these other characters around it. You've got this weird like boy that's from like Louis the 15th kind of
bold haircut, and he looks exactly like a helmet.
Yeah, blonde and just really sort of strangely like a vampire in a way. And you got this Igor kind of character, really strange kind of face and teeth, Pavlov, whatever his name is. And then, you know, one of the teachers, I can't remember her name now, I've forgotten her name. She's incredible. And then obviously all the dance students as well. So you've got, it really sets itself up really quickly. But then again, sort of early-ish in the film, you get this moment where your main character's walking through the hallway, and there's this sort of woman, one of the cooks, sat down with that boy looking over her shoulder, and she's polishing this kind of sort of triangle pyramid thing.
Yeah.
And this light just suddenly bleeds onto the screen, and you hear "witch" like that. Oh, absolute tingles. Now, when we talk about like first memories, the first time I ever saw this, it's very, very rare whenever you'll see a film and it like, holy shit, it just reignites your love for film again. You get obsessed with, you know, finding out new shit. And that's exactly what this film did. And it was at that moment, I mean, the opening sequences, even when she's getting to the plane or when the automatic doors open, there's a really close-up shot. Already it's spectacular. Already it's an amazing film, and obviously you loved it. But when it got to that moment where that woman sat there and it goes, "Witch," and that light comes on, you see the dust in the hallway, and then it just fades again, and you've got that Goblin soundtrack. I was like, fuck, I love this film. I went somewhere else. And like I say, I was just obsessed about film again. Such a brilliant moment. But that word witch as well, you know, you think about, you know, the history of women and back to the witch trials and stuff like that. It's almost sort of taps into that as well. There's like an accusatory, you're the witch kind of thing going on in it. Even though, you know, it's not that. There is actually like a high priestess witch that actually lives in the academy, you later find out. But just all that kind of paranoia amongst the girls and like secret notes and keeping things secret, and I don't know, it works really, really well. Anyway,
so that didn't work for me because I missed it.
Right.
So the whole witch thing was all down to the exposition closer to the end.
Right. Okay.
So and that was one of the problems I had with it. Was looks stunning. I don't think Dario Argento is an actor's director, judging by
that's fair
Tenebrae and this, because the acting performances are.
It's that little perv. That's all he's after.
But yeah, and that whole let's take the woman to a psychiatrist convention to get all the background on the witches and the folklore downloaded as a monologue is like
exhibition. That was hardcore, but I love it though, because that's where you get to see Udo. What's his name? Udo Kier. So he's
that weird. Why the back of each of their heads?
So that's the professor, isn't it? So it goes close up onto the back of the professor's head.
Yeah.
Really odd, bizarre. You could almost say Hitchcockian. Hitchcock does that in Vertigo, where he's obsessed by the back of the female character's the spiral in her hair.
Is that the one with the birds in it?
But I think, this is just an absolute work of art for me. I mean, the murders are horrific. They're horrible. You know, the way that the knife stabs just come in. Again, very Hitchcockian. I think obviously Hitchcock was definitely a big influence on this film. Probably virtually every film really ever made. But just the way that the knife comes in with the hand and just comes out the side of the screen, stabs, and then it's out again. And it's just this relentless, you know, you're just watching the victim scream and fall around. Obviously, you know, now we kind of parody that and take the piss of it. But oh, it's just incredible. I mean, like the first murder as well, when she's on the glass ceiling, all the colors of that glass and the way that the head falls through first of all, and then she then falls through with the electric around her neck. I mean, I don't know. It's a real veracity or vividness to it. Do you kind of get that?
Fucking hell, is that a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah, I mean,
no, we know it's obvious because of that lovely speech, but but it's nice as well because you obviously do really, really, really like it. I think it's good. It's all right. Looks all right.
I think what, there are a couple of bits in it that they kind of tip over the point of suspense and become, oh, fucking get on with it.
Yeah.
You know the bit where I can't remember the character's name, but the friend of the first woman who ran away.
Yeah.
When she's trying to tell Susie Banyan about, I made some notes and I've got this thing and I can plot where they're going by counting their footsteps. Mm-hmm. And she goes off to follow it, hides in a room, and this razor blade is trying to lift the latch.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like whoever is the other side must be the feeblest person in the world.
Yeah,
because it's like rattling the latch for about 5 minutes, and you go, okay. And I understand that. Then it goes on, and she falls in a rubber wire.
Yeah.
But it was almost like there were two or three points where it felt like it was trying to build some suspense, and not.
Yeah, you're like,
so.
Oh, come on. I reckon it might have been that little Louis XV kid that they got to do. You just do the latch bit, and then I'll go in and do the killing. I mean, so she's stuck in there. She's being drugged. She can't think straight. And basically all the teachers and everyone that's running this academy are fucking like, they're a full-on fucking weirdo Satanist coven. And turns out there's some head witch as well that resides there. So again, it sort of changes again, shifts a different gear where she finally realizes secret. Iris, turn the blue one. She turns the blue one and she finds a whole new sort of chamber to the academy, and that's the witch's lair itself.
That didn't seem very Laurie, as it were. It felt like
boudoir-y.
Ante-room.
Yeah.
Like a GP's surgery waiting room.
Well, it had a full poster. Come on, and lace.
Did it?
Yeah.
No, not the room with the iris in it, but the room when she walks down the corridor.
Yeah.
No, the bit after where she actually sees the woman who's running the school going, "We must kill her. She must die." That looked like it was happening in a GP waiting room.
Yeah. I mean, the designs of the rooms as well, obviously the light and all that stuff, but the design of just the stuff. I mean, like the windows, the doorways. I mean, it's something else. You're on mute again, James. Are you just doing a joke, like moving your mouth around loads? All right, okay.
I'm sorry. I really like the colours. I really like the set. I thought it was very theatrical, the whole thing, really. So it worked very much as a stage play and all the dancing and flancing and stuff, and the colours
proper
and the sheets.
Fairy tale.
And when they're in the gymnasium because of the maggot infestation and all the lights go red behind them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it is a stunning looking film.
It's certainly original.
And that's the head witch that's laying right behind them.
Yeah, why does she have to? Because does she not like maggots?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was probably what are they called? Like a ritual or a curse making. It was something deliberate. So they have to bring all the girls together and sleep. So they I don't know. It all makes no sense.
To be a spell.
Oh yeah, that's what they're called.
Curse making. They were curse making.
They were curse making. I haven't checked my notes on this at all. I've just been blabbing on. I'm so sorry.
Listen, you really like this film, and that's kind of fair enough. I think it's right that you should have covered it in detail. I haven't got a lot more. I thought it was all right.
Okay. Any memorable scenes? Or do you feel like we maybe have covered that?
I thought it was there was a couple of interesting things about the blind guy.
Mm.
I mean, firstly, almost everywhere allows you to take your guide dog into the building with you. You very rarely have to chain them up outside and fumble around inside.
Not these witches, though. He would have got mental.
But that's fine. And then the actor they got to play the blind guy, I don't think spent any time looking at blind people.
Yeah.
As he's walking across the massive square, just
yeah.
He was fine. He didn't have a problem. He's not an actor's director.
I really like the bit of gymnasium with all the things going on.
All the what?
You know, all the red bits and all the shapes dancing behind it.
All the proof bits. Does it stand up today? In my mind, yes. Dreams are dreams, and yeah.
I think it hasn't changed from when it was made.
Apart from the colour. According to Wyndham.
Well, yeah, the floor colour. But yeah, look, it's a good film. I like it.
And any memorable lines?
Yeah, bad luck isn't brought by broken mirrors, but by broken minds. But now I can't remember where that was, and it might have been in a different film I was watching. Who says that?
Yeah. Who does say that? Was it the professor?
Oh, it's got to be one of the psychiatrists, I think.
Yeah. Maybe it was Udo even.
It was one of the psychiatrists. It was the first one before he introduced Udo.
Yeah. Right.
And then the only other one was, I can find out where they're going by counting their footsteps.
Yes.
It was a bit, just in case you don't understand what we're doing now.
They're turning to the right.
Yeah.
But there is no right. Oh.
There must be another door.
Yeah.
All right, look, I haven't seen it. I didn't have time to watch it.
I figured that out when you said about the red fucking blah blah bollocks.
Well, I saw that bit.
You're
yeah, look, I've
such
been
a
busy.
cockwang.
I've been busy.
You need to see this film, you massive cock chuffer.
I don't mean to think I don't like it. If it's
Jesus. And you're going to say, oh, yeah, I've seen it. And you're going to be talking about completely the wrong film again.
I did see about half an hour of it. I saw the first bit.
Jesus.
Ran out of time. Look, Doctor Who, 90 minutes Doctor Who last night. Then I had to watch that again.
And Hellraiser 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, there we are. Suspiria is in the bag, boys. Shall we score it?
Shall I score it too?
Fucking prick. Go on. Yeah,
you two score it and then divide it by 2.
Oh.
It'll still be the same.
Well, no, because it's going to muffy the guff.
It won't. The maths is the same, Laurie.
Okay. All right.
I did it on purpose.
Performances, Wyndham.
As said, 4.
7.
Okay.
Another thing just to flag as well, obviously, you've got that kind of Italian film kind of dubbing element, even though a lot of them are actually film speaking in English. They obviously decided to dub fucking everything, apparently. So it's kind of got that, again, another kind of, for me, something I love, that kind of more dreamy crap. Anyway, effects.
6.
8. Plot.
3.
7. Pretty basic, but I love it. Rewatch factor.
2.
9.
For me.
Direction.
I've given him a 7.
Righto. Cinematography.
9.
Oh, yes, you did, Wyndham. It is a 9. Right. Down to music.
So there's a lot of it. For me, there is a lot saturated. So it only gets 4. It became troublesome for me.
We've never done it before, have we? We've never done a half, have we? Are we allowed to do a half?
No.
Oh, all right, it's a 9. Originality.
7.
It was going to be 9.5. 8. Enjoyability.
6.
8. Life-changing, past or present.
It's a 0.
Okay, and it's a 9 for me. Would you believe it?
I would believe it.
Me too.
So that gets 48 from me.
Give me 1 minute. And what else have I written here?
We should have realised earlier, after James had gone all in on the first 2 minutes of the film.
Wow! Yeah.
Watch the first 20 minutes. I got to the bit. I saw the bit with the shining light that you missed with them, with the witch.
I didn't hear the word witch. Was the
no, it wasn't that I said actually.
You didn't get that far, did you?
I did. I got to that bit. I thought it'll be just much more of the same, really.
It's definitely. Are your walls red, Laurie?
Yes, yeah. So. Well, no, they're pink, kind of like a pink purple.
Does that induce headaches?
No.
Oh, cool.
Induces drunkenness. 7, 5.
I don't think you should have distracted him.
80.
No.
It's 82.
Bloody hell.
Gives it a movie lighthouse score of 65.
Okay, so that in this year's leaderboard, that puts it with Doctor Strangelove and The Evil Dead 2 at 5th place. And
feel your pain, Laurie, because it's such a well-loved film that you want it higher.
And it's 52nd place in the major scoreboard with Reanimated, Doctor Strangelove and The Evil Dead 2.
Right.
And that's just below The Fog, but above Donnie Darko and The Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Right. No, I love it. I love the way our stuff falls, though, because like over time, when you start looking back at where things fall, you kind of get this weird kind of consistency. So I've always got my little sweet spot, which is around like the 28 points mark. And then, you know.
Can we pick fall for 2 months' time? Because we've got to do that.
2 months' time, let's do it.
And you guys are coming up with ideas and I'm picking them, right?
That's next time, yes.
Yeah, next time.
And the ball is number 19. And that means that it's a year, 1999.
1999, okay. So that month I'll be choosing, should I? Or
no, it's me.
It just said
sorry,
it.
we just said that. Sorry. Okay, and this month it is Out of This World. That is
good
Out
title.
Of World. And Jaime Bum, my boy, you get to choose, you lucky onion. Now, Wyndham, are you prepared, sir?
I am, yes.
What's your first suggestion?
My first suggestion is the 2013 Under the Skin.
Oh, yes.
With our all-time favourite Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
Pitching up in some random little Scottish place. So
is it Out of This World?
Yeah, it's a real kind of...
Oh, is it got a fishing kind of theme to it? Nautical theme? Don't they come out of the sea? No.
No.
Did they get all holed
not
up
that I remember.
In a pub at the end? No. Well, that film is really good. These aliens come down and terrorise a fishing village. Brilliant. And everyone gets... The only way they stop the aliens is by getting blind drunk because they're allergic to alcohol. So the final scene is them all...
Are you talking about Dagon? Are you talking about Dagon?
It's an Irish film, and they're all in this Irish pub, held up, getting pissed out their head because the aliens can't eat them or something, and they're pissed. And then they're trying to fight them pissed. It's very good. If anyone knows what that is, can you write in, please? Well, all right, so it's not that then.
It's not that, no.
That would be really good. I'd like to have seen that, yeah. All right.
Under the Skin. Right, now, my one would be Return to Oz.
Oh, okay. Seen that many times.
Then, Wyndham, what's your second punt?
Now, the second one is, it depends whether you want to go literal or not so literal. I am going to go with my guts and out of this world, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
So that is not literal.
It's not literal, no. Tachyons, mate.
I've definitely written down what my one is, but I can't. It's got quite a long title.
Tell you what, I'll find the name of that film that I just talked about.
Oh, I found it. And then my second one, James, concentrate, consider. And remember, you don't have to pick one of each. You know? If someone's done two really fucking brilliant ones, just go for that.
All right.
And then you got a really fucking brilliant show. My second one, starring Wyndham's favourite, Peter Weller, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. There you go.
Goodness me. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah. Yes. And yes. I surpassed myself.
Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai and Under the Skin.
Oh!
No, well, I haven't seen Under the Skin or Buckaroo Banzai. And
well, that's good though. Yeah, no, I haven't.
No,
I haven't seen either of them properly either. Wyndham, I guess.
I have seen Under the Skin.
Under the Skin. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Should be good.
I think it will be fun. So that's next time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very confusing, this new rule of yours. Okay, great. Oh, thanks, Laurie.
That's all right.
Thanks, Lars.
I hated it.
Well, it's good. Very good. And I thought your films were good. I am going to watch the rest of Susperia, I promise. I'll give you my review.
Oh, man, it's Halloween. It's a good film to watch for Halloween, I think.
I know, I've got a lot going on. I'm going away this weekend.
Oh, that's true.
It's very busy. So.
And obviously, the Dark Gate's going to be opening up. But I think, yeah, we're going to be in Wales, so it's on the way back. We need to worry about that.
Okay.
All right.
All right, then. See you next time.
See you later.
Take
Love
care.
you.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.